Wow, huge news yesterday about ChatGPT and plugins. This is amazing, and it opens up so many more options. It shores up some of the issues with ChatGPT, and the kind of the sky is the limit. This really surprised me that they're going down this route. It makes them more going towards the B2C and not just trying to sell the API to developers. Now these plugins will be integrated into the API, and so you can use it looks like they're saying you're going to be able to use third-party services, third-party plugins through the API, which is really cool. So there's a lot of different ways to use these. And let's just scroll down and look at some of the samples to explain kind of what the plugins are. And then there's a few videos we'll watch real quick. I'm not familiar with a lot of these. I don't use Instacart, don't use Expedia. I think Zapier is really cool because it's just like Zapier connects to like a million things. And so the ability to push information to Zapier, it already opens up tons of opportunities for ChatGPT. Additionally, Wolfram solves one of the major issues with large language models, which is it's really terrible at calculations and math. It's confidently terrible. And so using Wolfram, it'll be able to actually do math problems. That's really, really cool. And there's a few other things. They have their own plugins, and those are actually some of the ones that I really like. Let's watch this quick example video.
Today I'm going to show you how you can use ChatGPT to do some simple meal planning. First, let's head to the plugin store to install the necessary plugins. Next, let's ask ChatGPT for a restaurant recommendation on Saturday, a recipe for Sunday, the total calorie count, and to order the ingredients on Instacart. First, it's using OpenTable to find me a great restaurant for Saturday. For Sunday, it's finding a simple recipe, and it's asking me to calculate the calories. 862, great. Now let's make the shopping list. All right, all we have to do to order the ingredients is click the link.
Okay, this is pretty cool, although this specific use case, I don't think, at least for me personally, and I think for a lot of people, it's not quite there yet. I mean, I think it's useful. I don't use Instacart, but if I did, then this would be pretty cool, and I think maybe it would make me want to use this even more. The Wolfram thing is more along the lines of what I think is the most profound part of those plugins. Okay, here is them addressing another one of their major issues, which is that it has old data. With their browsing plugin, it will actually be able to pull in other data sources.
ChatGPT with browsing allows the model to research real-time information beyond its training data. Let's see how ChatGPT with browsing can help us catch up on current events.
Something about box office sales for some movies. I don't want to maximize it, but I think you get the idea. It's actually pulling in.
With browsing uses the Bing API to search, and it uses a text-based web browser to go beyond just search results to actually navigate websites. It can synthesize information found across multiple sources to give us a more grounded response.
So this is huge. This is their own one that they built. And it dramatically improves the usefulness of ChatGPT, and it's something that Bing was already kind of doing. Obviously, it's like, well, they're using Bing search engine, which is just, as a search engine goes, is not as good as Google in general, but it's probably good enough for a lot of things. Here they talk about it's limited to making GET requests and not actually able to like submit forms. You can't use this to do stuff. You can only use this to gather information because they're concerned about safety, about people using it for bad things. This one is really cool. This is probably my favorite one, and I don't know if they named it correctly based upon the samples they gave. And this line here is key, and this is really what is super valuable to me. You can upload large files like CSVs, and you can export large files out of here. This is incredibly useful for data analysis and visualization. The examples they give in here are pretty crazy in terms of like it actually does the graphs, and I'll let you watch this. I'll put a link to this in the description. But it actually allows you to export the CSV, to create a new CSV, to import a CSV with many rows of data. That is incredibly useful, because one of the best things that large language models are good at is like combing through lots of data and giving you key points, or summarizing or finding certain things within there. This dramatically enhances that capability, and it's the thing that I'm the most excited about for sure. So the next one, this is actually their third one that is theirs. This is the one that's open. So I think it's like a template basically for people to use for creating plugins. So that's great. So definitely you can go to their GitHub repository if you click through here, and they have an example where they tied in the United Nations database. This is really cool for if you have like your own personal data sources that you want to be able to scan through. This makes it pretty quick and easy to do that. You could say, oh, I've got a bunch of papers that I want to scan through, or a bunch of data or whatever. This is going to make that a lot better, and it's going to be kind of a useful template if you actually want to make these plugins. So, and it does look like they're trying to be like incentivize people to get the third party to make third party plugins. Specifically, when you go to the wait list, it does ask you, are you going to make stuff for us? And I think that'll increase the chances of you getting access to this. Right now, it's a limited release only to pro members and some developers. And I would expect pro members to get it first, and developers also to be high up in the queue. So if you have any ideas at all for software you want to develop, then I would suggest listing yourself as a third party, as trying to make third-party plugins with the waitlist. Don't lie, but just if you have any ideas and you're genuinely considering it, make sure I would list yourself as a developer. So down here at the bottom, join the plugins. This is the one where I was saying I would definitely put yes, because I have a feeling if you put no, then they'll just never give it to you. And then here, and you can put in some developers, some things you want to add in here. I might actually consider being a little more careful with what I say here, because of the fact that some of these plugins that they have will already make, some people have made like Chrome plugins and stuff that do some of these things sort of, and this is going to make a lot of those pretty obsolete. And so I would be careful about sharing too many details with them on what you want to do, because they might just take it and be like, oh, that's a great idea, let's do it ourselves. So in summary, like, this is really crazy. The fact that they went down this route kind of surprised me, and the speed with which these changes are coming is just incredible. And this makes ChatGPT able to do infinitely more things, like not just a little bit and not just a lot, like a lot more capabilities for ChatGPT and for the OpenAI API stuff. So this is pretty crazy. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe if you want more videos like this. Have a great day. Bye.